Now as a member of the Senate Economic Committee, Senator Tom Cotton. Senator, first off, it doesn't look like you're going to get that clean upgrade to $600 billion. Now what?
Well, Brian, I hope that the Democrats will come to their senses this week. We put funding into hospitals, into state and city governments for their responses to this virus just in this same legislation a few weeks ago. Unfortunately, the only program that's at risk of running out of money are the small business loans. That's why you heard Senator McConnell say we want to pass a simple bill that simply increases the total limit for those small business loans from $350 to $600 billion. There's no doubt that our hospitals, our doctors, our nurses may need more money in the future, but the Senate's back in session on Monday, and those programs are not at risk of running out of money in the meantime, the way the small business loans are at risk.
Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, sees your point, but also sees it as an opportunity to get more for more. Listen.
We're in both a public health disaster, this pandemic, and an economic disaster, and we need to address both. Most states, most hospitals are seeing record shortfalls. We should be doing both, providing support for our health systems and our states, and providing support for small business.
Let's see what he wants to do, Senator. See if they're going to cut a deal, because I know you guys aren't going to come back and we'll vote at anytime soon. Meanwhile, you wrote an op-ed on Fox News about how China has to pay for giving 180 countries this poison pandemic. How?
Brian, let's remember that the China virus could have been a local health problem in Wuhan if the Chinese Communist Party had been transparent and honest and not been so corrupt from the very beginning. Instead, they unleashed a global pandemic. So there are many ways in which China is going to pay for this pandemic. One will be the basic removal of fundamental manufacturing capacity from China, what they've used to get rich in recent decades, like bringing pharmaceutical and medical device, medical supply manufacturing back to the United States. China should also face economic consequences beyond the loss of their manufacturing capacity, such as opening the court system up for victims of the virus, much like we did for the victims of the 9/11 attacks. And then there's further actions that we should consider taking as well, like reviewing all of China's participation in international agencies, some of which seem to answer to the beck and call of Beijing, like the World Health Organization. The consequences of this virus are going to be far-reaching and long-lasting for the Chinese Communist Party.
And you were the first one to say it, along with Liz Cheney. What's going on over there? This is going to be much worse than they're letting on, and I know you're not going to give up. Senator Tom Cotton, thanks so much.
Thanks, Brian.